Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We're going to go over transplanting this little Christmas cactus and growing it. So how we grow this here in Central Florida, Zone 9B. These two on the right were growing outside here in my lanai. They were on the cart. So we bring the cart out in the morning. They're on a little succulent cart we have. I have videos below on the succulents we have on there. But this one was outside and this one was inside. So since they're both starting to get really big and outgrow their pot, you can see all that new growth. This is a root-bound succulent. Now they can go without transplanting for quite a while, and she's been growing a lot. So I figured, why not get this nice terracotta pot and transplant them, since we're transplanting all of them into terracotta. So you want to water your succulent all the way through and let that soil dry out before you transplant. The reason why this is wet is because my succulent pot it was in was just too big and sopping wet. So I didn't want it to rot out. It was in a plastic pot. Since we've been getting so much rain and humidity, it's just been a little crazy. So you want to start out, you can see that this has a crazy root system on it. So they're going to fill in this pot really nicely. And that I got to come back from overwatering, as well as this little guy. So we have two nice little babies here we can put in this pot. And what you want to do is just go ahead, squeeze the sides of your pot really gently, loosen up that soil. And then what you're going to do is take one hand, flip it upside down, take the other hand, and pull the pot off. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick and show you what we have. Alright, you guys, so what I did was I put the big one in that one and the little guy in that one just to hold them up. I don't want these to break. They're just looking so gorgeous. Now look at this root ball on this succulent. This is time to transplant. You can see the roots are twining around and around. You don't want that. So we're just going to loosen them up just a little bit. You don't want to loosen them too much because you don't want to break any roots. You don't want to damage anything. So just go ahead, crunch the soil a little bit. You can dab it. And then once you have some roots popping out of the bottom here, tickle the bottom, make those roots get exposed. You can see that she was just so root balled. Look at this. The roots were just twining and twining around. So we definitely need to transplant her. We're going to plop her in the center, kind of the center, because we need to make room for my other succulent right here. We're going to push her down, snuggle her in, and you don't want to water after you transplant any succulent. You don't want to water again for about, before you transplant, make sure that soil is dry. And that's because, if you expose any roots or anything, what'll happen is it'll get inside of that succulent and rot it out. Succulents are filled with water, so they kind of need time to heal and everything after you transplant. It's not really a good idea to water right away, because I've done that in the past and it's just overwatered my succulents. They ended up rotting out, and I just don't want that to happen to you guys. We're going to flip this way. I think he'll fit better in here like this. And I think I'm going to transplant this little one alone in just another upsize up, because I like him. He's really cute. So I'm going to leave him out of here, and we're just going to backfill around with some succulent soil. So let me get some soil and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so we got that little guy snuggled in there, and we're just going to backfill. So what you want to do at this point is just go around each of the roots, around each side of the pot, put some soil in there, make sure they're nice and straight, and snuggle them all in. You don't have to press too hard because you don't want to damage any roots. You just want to make sure they're nice and stable. You don't have to press too hard, because then you're going to be packing that soil down too much, and then I feel like the roots can't breathe to the plants when you pack down so much. They're just so compact. There's no air around the roots. And this is just how I do it here in Central Florida. It can be really tough to grow. So this stays in about, I'd say 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight, and then it gets an afternoon break. I don't keep my succulents in that bright direct sunlight in the afternoon unless it has a shade cloth like we had to get on our succulent cart, because that succulent cart's got a lot of highlight succulents in it, and I don't want them getting stretched out, which a lot of them were starting to stretch. Now this won't really stretch too much, this cactus, but it does like a good amount of sun. So about 6 hours is good enough, and then it can tolerate more. You just have to acclimate slowly into that full sun. They can tolerate about 8 hours of sun a day. And that's it, you guys. They'll fill in really nice now. You can see we spread these over to that side. That was that one that we had separate, and this was that big one. So we're not going to water for a few days or so, and that's it, you guys. That's how you transplant a nice little cacti, Christmas cactus. And we're going to put him inside, I think. We might grow him inside where he was in that window because he was doing so good. This big plant was inside in the window getting that 6 hours of sun a day. It was in an eastern facing exposure, a little bit back from the window, so it wasn't getting too much sun and heat from the window because sometimes it can burn, and this guy's a little sensitive. And we're going to water in a few days all the way through to the bottom because we have a really big root system. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you to transplant your Christmas cactus. If you need any help, comment below. I'm always here for you. I love what I do. Happy planting. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Please remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to have a lot more here to come on succulents and other houseplants here in the garden, vegetables. I grow a lot of things. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.